The transport shuttle descended through Cathera Prime's crimson atmosphere, and Adam Chen pressed his forehead against the viewport, watching alien spires pierce the clouds below. 3 months ago, he'd been a mid-level tactical instructor at Earth's Lunar Academy. Now he was humanity's first liaison officer to the Vulpine Ascendancy, a role he hadn't applied for and definitely didn't feel qualified to handle. Instructor Chen, the shuttle's AI, announced, "Squadron Commander Cora awaits you at Landing Bay 7. Adam straightened his uniform, checking his reflection in the darkened screen beside him. At 32, he looked younger than most instructors, which had always worked against his authority. How would an alien military unit respond to him? The Vulpine were warriors, hunters by evolution, with reflexes that made human special forces look sluggish. The shuttle touched down with barely a whisper. The airlock hissed open, and Adam stepped onto foreign soil for the first time in his life. She was waiting at the base of the ramp. Commander Cora stood at attention, her russet fur catching the light of Cathera's twin suns. Tall and lean, with vulpine ears that swiveled toward him at his approach, she embodied the predatory grace Adam had read about in the briefings. Her amber eyes tracked his every movement as he descended, and he felt suddenly, acutely aware of how slow human reflexes must seem to her. Instructor Chen. Her voice carried an accent he couldn't place, melodic yet precise. "Welcome to Cathera Prime. I am Commander Cora, 7th Squadron, Vulpine Tactical Response Division." Adam saluted, Earth style. "Commander, thank you for the welcome." Cora's ears twitched, amusement, his cultural briefing had said. "Your people's greeting ritual is charming. Here we show respect differently." She stepped forward and, to Adam's surprise, pressed her forehead briefly against his shoulder. The gesture lasted only a second, but he caught the scent of something like cinnamon and ozone. "That," she said, stepping back, "is how warriors acknowledge equals." Equals. The word settled uncomfortably in Adam's chest. He wasn't her equal. The Vulpine had been waging interstellar conflicts for 3 centuries before humanity even reached Mars. "I'll do my best not to disappoint," Adam said. Cora's tail swished once. "Come, the pack awaits." The training facility sprawled across a plateau overlooking crystalline forests. Inside the main briefing hall, 7 Vulpine females stood at attention, Cora's squadron. Each wore the silver and black armor of their division. Each possessed the same unsettling beauty and coiled readiness. Adam had spent the flight reviewing their files. These weren't rookies. They were decorated veterans, survivors of the Andros campaign and the siege of Velkar Station. What could a human possibly teach them? "Squadron," Cora announced. "This is Instructor Adam Chen of Earth. He will be integrating human tactical doctrines into our combat protocols." 7 pairs of eyes fixed on him. 7 tails remained perfectly still, a sign of focused attention. Adam cleared his throat. "I know what you're thinking. What can a human teach the Vulpine about combat?" He paused, meeting each gaze in turn. "I'm not here to teach you how to fight. You already know that better than I ever will. I'm here to teach you how humans fight, and more importantly, how humans think." One of the squadron members, a silver-furred warrior named Lisa, spoke up. "With respect, Instructor, we've studied human tactics. Your species excels at persistence and endurance, but in direct combat, you'd destroy us," Adam finished. "Absolutely. One-on-one, there's no contest." He activated the holo display, showing a 3-dimensional battlefield. "But humans don't fight one-on-one. We fight like we evolved, as pack hunters who couldn't match our prey's speed or strength." He manipulated the display, showing Earth's predators, wolves, hyenas, ancient humans with primitive weapons. "We win by refusing to fight fair, by changing the rules, by making our weaknesses irrelevant." Cora leaned forward, ears pricked with interest. Adam spent the next hour breaking down human military history. Not the victories, but the impossible situations. Thermopylae, Stalingrad, the Lunar Rebellion. Each time, humans had faced superior forces and found ways to equalize the battlefield through terrain, psychology, or sheer bloody-minded refusal to quit. Adaptation, he concluded, that's humanity's weapon. We're too slow to outrun you, too weak to overpower you, so we adapt faster than you can predict. The room had gone silent. Even Lisa's skepticism had shifted to something else. Curiosity, perhaps, or grudging respect. Cora stood. Tomorrow we begin practical exercises. Squadron dismissed. As the others filed out, Cora approached Adam. That was unexpected. I've read your military history, but you frame it differently than our analysts. Because I'm not analyzing, Adam said. I'm explaining why humans keep showing up to fights we have no business being in. Her tail swished again, that same amused gesture. The integration treaty requires trust between our species. I confess I doubted they'd send someone capable of earning it. She paused, amber eyes searching his face. But perhaps they chose better than I assumed. The weeks that followed transformed Adam's understanding of command. Cora's squadron pushed themselves through his scenarios with frightening intensity, adapting human guerrilla tactics to their superior speed and senses. They learned to fight like humans, dirty, unpredictable, willing to sacrifice glory for victory. But something else developed too. The squadron began deferring to Adam in small ways, waiting for his assessment before moving to new positions. Seeking his approval after successful exercises, Cora noticed it before he did. They're responding to you as pack, she explained one evening as they reviewed training footage. In Vulpine culture, the alpha isn't always the strongest. Sometimes it's the one who ensures the pack's survival. Adam felt heat rise to his face. I'm not trying to... I know. Cora's expression softened, her professional demeanor cracking slightly. But leadership isn't about trying. It's about being what's needed. She hesitated, then added quietly, They've started calling you Alpha. In private. And you? Adam asked. What do you call me? Cora's ears flattened slightly. Embarrassment, the briefings had said. I call you what you are. A warrior who fights with his mind instead of his claws. She met his eyes. And perhaps, a friend. The training alarm chimed, saving Adam from having to respond. But as they moved toward the simulation bay, Cora's tail brushed against his hand. Brief, almost accidental. Was 6 months into his assignment, Adam stood before the Vulpine High Command, presenting the integrated human Vulpine tactics his squadron had perfected. Cora stood beside him, her presence a steady anchor. When the presentation ended, the High Commander, an ancient female with frost-white fur, spoke. Instructor Chen, your contribution to the Ascendancy will not be forgotten. Commander Cora's squadron has achieved combat efficiency ratings that exceed our projections by 40%. Adam bowed. The credit belongs to them, High Commander. I just showed them a different way to hunt. The High Commander's ears pricked forward. Indeed. And in doing so, you've proven what the Alliance truly means. She glanced at Cora. Your pack awaits, Alpha. Outside, the squadron stood in formation. As Adam approached, they struck their tails against the ground in unison, the Vulpine salute reserved for pack leaders. Cora stepped beside him, close enough that their shoulders touched. Well, Alpha, she murmured just loud enough for him to hear. What are your orders? Adam looked at the warriors before him, these aliens who'd become something more than allies. We keep pushing forward, he said. Together. 7 tails swished in perfect synchronization, and for the first time since leaving Earth, Adam felt like he'd found exactly where he belonged.